Hi everybody, and welcome to the next part of the high poly modeling of the Soviet machine. So in this part we're going to start making the front elements you see here. We're going to start off with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and detach it. Center its pivot. Bring it down a bit. And now I'm going to adjust the dimensions a bit. Move those vertices to the back. Delete the polygon in there, we're not going to need it. Okay, so now I'm going to connect those vertices to the back there, just so I don't have any endgons. Okay, so I'm just taking a look at my reference here, deciding what I should do next. I see that I have to move this edge down a bit. Okay, so now I'm going to create that hole in the middle there. I'm just making a box that will help me cut out the hole. Take a look at my reference once more. Fix the dimensions of the box a bit, and now I'm going to isolate both objects and start making the hole here. I'm going to make a connection on the top of the box, also on the bottom. I'll do another one right here. Okay, so now I'm going to fix the curvature just a bit. Okay, so once I have the hole ready, I'm going to delete those polygons and border select the edges. I'm going to create the shape that you see on the reference picture there. I'm going to extrude it forward. Bring that in a bit, like so. I'm going to draw to the back, shift drag to the back there. Okay. So I'm going to make a connect here to harden that side there. Also do that on both side edges. So now I have to create the to harden those edges here and here, also in the bottom there. I'm just waiting to see the end result. As you can see, it doesn't look right just yet, so I have to make a connection underneath the hole, and also inside it, another connection there, yeah, here, also down, and on the side. Actually, I don't need more there on the side. Just one, and I'll position it in the center roughly. Actually move it down. As you can see, there wasn't such an edge there. Yeah, that's looking better already. I've decided that I should move those edges there. Okay. I think that's good. So now I'm going into the left view, and I'm trying to fix those vertices there, just to get the curvature right. I think that's looking good now. We have to create the holes for the pole at the sides there, so I'm just running a connect here that will serve as the center of my hole, and create the other one as well, like so. Okay, I'll create one edge at both sides there. Now I'm going to go to the left view again, turn off my mesh smooth, and create a cylinder there, positioning it properly. Okay, like that. So now I'm going to cut my main body with the you know, this position of the cylinder here. I'm going to drag it all the way to the back, because I need to cut a hole there also. I need to fix the center a bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my main mesh again. Okay, so now I have to connect the vertices at the ends. Ring select those edges there, and now, you know, run a connect there. do the same here, connect those vertices, and then we're going to ring select the side edges and connect them. We're going to create the mesh here with the move and the scale again. As I've told you before, you can also use the extrude and the bevel and the inset in the polygon mode, but I really prefer it this way. I think it's faster to work when you have border selected edges, and but I'm not telling you what to do. You can do it your own way. So anyway, what I'm doing here, I'm finishing off the other side like so, and as you can see, that's looking okay. But I think that they're too small. The holes are too small, so I guess that I should scale everything up a bit. So go ahead in the left view, select all of those edges and scale them only on the X and Y axis, not on the Z. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I'm just thinking, what should I do now? Okay, I'm going to go into the front and create all the holes for the bolts on this I don't know, window here. It looks like a window. So yeah, I'm going to create all the edges here that I need. Also straighten that up. Do the same for the other sides. We're doing this because this way we'll have more place to work. If everything is straightened, it will be easier for us to work. Create another edge there. As you can see, I'm bordering off my polygons where my holes are going to be. Okay, I'm just straightening up those edges as well. Okay, do the same thing here. I'm just checking if everything is looking okay, if I haven't messed up my mesh in some way. So okay, I'm going to start off by making my cylinder here. I'm going to position it in the right place where my first hole is going to be. Okay, so and start cutting now. Okay, connect all of these vertices in the end. Okay, to position the vertices properly. delete the inner one, and I'm going to run another connection here. Move the cylinder to the place of the next hole. We're going to go through all of these holes in the front here. I know there are quite a bit, but we have to do them. Okay, connect the vertices at the end, position them properly, delete the inner one, and ring select, do the connection there. You know the drill. Okay, moving on to the next. Now we only have one hole at the sides, so that's good. I'm going to create only one hole here. Cut everything, connect the side vertices, delete the inner one, and now ring select the side edges and connect them. Now I'm actually going to do that after I cut the other holes, so I'm going ahead and moving the cylinder to the next hole. Okay, again cut along the edge of the cylinder. Now connect those vertices, and we're going to adjust them and delete the middle one. Okay, like so. Moving on to the next hole again. I'm going to cut along the edge of the cylinder. Yeah, I'm not going to say all the same things for all of the holes, so you get it by now. I'm just going to stay quiet for the next two holes. Okay, so that's the last hole here. We're going to cut it around the cylinder. Connect those side vertices there. Okay, that's good. We just have to adjust the vertices here and there. After that, go ahead and delete the middle one. Ring select the side edges, and we're going to first actually I'm going to select all those border edges, and I'm going to create my shapes here. I'm going to make enough space for the boats. Okay, so now I'm thinking, you know, how is it everything looking? I'm going to go ahead, take the this boat, and I'm going to use it for my other part. You know, detach it, center its pivot, and I'm going to move it into place and scale it. Adjust it just so it fits better. And move it where it should be. Now make some copies to the other holes, rotate it a bit just so it seems you know, more random. Drag it to the next hole, rotate it a bit. Do the same for the other holes. Okay, so after we're done, we're going to attach that those bolts to the main mesh here. Okay, I just unhided everything, and you know, I'm thinking that my holes are not positioned properly, so I'm going to move them in front where they should be, moving to the side and selecting everything. I'm moving it a bit to the side, but yeah, over there at the top I'll have some problems, so I just move those middle ones. I think that's better, but now I'll have to move the pole a bit just so it fits. Scale it just a bit to fit in the hole, only on the X and Y axis, don't forget that. I'm going to drag that to the side. Do the same for the other end. Okay, so now I'm going to use the scale and the move tools to adjust my shape there, my details. Okay, make a connection there, move it to the side, like so. This should be enough to harden my edge there. But as you can see, my poles intersecting there, so I've moved everything to the side a bit. Okay, I'm just trying to position it properly. Save it. Okay, I'm going to continue now making my middle part. Okay, so now I'm isolating these parts here. I'm going to select the element I'm going to copy and shift drag them to the side, clone them as object. Okay, so now I'm going to center the pivot and I'm going to put them into place, go to vertex mode and adjust them a bit. Okay, so now I have to move them down like so. And check out how far I should move those vertices. Okay, so that's looking good. What's left for me to do now is attach this part to the main body. Or maybe I should do another bolt or two, or maybe just position them properly. Yeah, copy one more to the other side, like so. Okay. And copy the whole row of bolts one more time to the back, and now hit the attach button. Okay, so that's looking good now. With that done, I'm going to move on to the next part. I'm just looking at my reference, thinking what should I do next, what part to go to. So I've decided to move on to that side element here. So first of all, I'm going to use the move and scale tools to position it properly, adjust the size and fit it better, just so it's looking more like on the reference picture here. Okay, scale that a bit. I'm moving that quite quite sometimes, I didn't seem to get it right at first, but I do get it eventually. Okay, so now I'm going to use the cut tool um, to cut these vertices here to connect them, just so I don't have any endgons. So I keep doing that, as so. I've decided to cut that along there, and those two as well to the side. And I'll have to make that cut all the way to the end, just so I don't have any problems with my mesh smooth. Okay, that seems okay for now. I'm going to go ahead and start making some connections. I need one here in order to create that border. There's a small border here. Also make another connection here, slide it down. And I'm going to make a chamfer here, a small chamfer, in order to select all of those polygons here, and I'm going to scale them in. Okay, select everything I need, so I'm going to scale it in a bit, also on the y-axis, and move it to the side and up a bit. Okay, so that's looking better here. I paste the mesh smooth modifier just so I see how's everything going, and obviously we need to add some connections here and there in order to harden some of the edges. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here, creating a few connections also on the back. Do one here at the bottom. Okay, so that's looking better already. I'll add another connection here in the middle, like that. I'm going to try and make those hinges at the side. I guess that this part probably opens up. There's some I don't know, gears or mechanical elements inside that need maintenance. So I guess that people open this part and do the maintenance. I'm not sure how it's called, of these parts. So anyway, I've selected those polygons here, and I'm going to shift drag them to the front, but first I'm going to select all of them, of course. Okay, make a few welds, shift drag them to the front again. Okay, slide those vertices into place. Weld here, weld at the top. Make the final shift drag here. And now I'm going to delete those faces there as well. Straighten the selection, make a small extrusion here. Yeah, make a few extrusions just so it's looking better. And at the end I'm going to cap that polygons here. I'm going to make a connection between those vertices just so there are no end-ons, as I tell you all the time. Okay, so I need to make the same procedure here, exactly the same. So go ahead and do everything once more for the top part, like so. But I've decided that I'm going to do it another way, a faster way. So I've extruded the side polygons, and as you can see, only with one extrusion I cover all that space. And as you can see, sometimes when you make a certain type of geometry, you know that you get ideas that you can do something better or faster, like in this case. Again, I straighten that polygon there. I've deleted it, border select all the edges, and I'm going to make the same type of geometry I already did on the other part. Connect those vertices after capping. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Now we have to make a few connections to harden the edges of those hinges here. Yeah, as you can see, they are pretty rounded right now. So I need to make the connections. Do the same for the other part here. As you can see, I have some lonely vertex there that's been a problem. So I've deleted it with the backspace. Select the vertice and hit the backspace. Okay, so I think it's looking better right now, but I need to run one more connection. To the side here. Make one segment and slide it all the way to the side of the hinges. Hit OK, and now, as you can see, we have everything done, with one small exception here. We have a problem at the other way, and I mean that way, and yeah, we need to delete those edges there, and we're going to make a few connections to clean up the mesh, and in the end we're going to have a few triangles, but as I told you before, triangles are not a problem as long as they are on the flat side of an object, and as long as they don't run into some corner, because otherwise you're going to have some mesh smooth problems, and also shading problems. So as you've seen here, I made an edge in the middle just so I can use it to connect all the edges there, and by doing so I clean up my mesh on the side, leaving a few triangles at the middle, but there are not going to be a problem because they're on the flat side of this element here. As you can see, no mesh smooth problems and no shading problems. I'm going to make a small inset here. But I have to fix it down here. I have to make a small cut like so, fix that up, and now I will have to run that cut here all the way to the end of the element. Like so. Okay, ended there. Yeah, we have a problem again. Sometimes Max does that. Yeah, now it's working better. Slide that to the side a bit. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. As you see here, the problem with this part is that it's not symmetrical, and we have to do some of the operations twice, because they do exist on both sides, but the sides are not identical, and we cannot use the symmetry modifier there. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next piece. I'm just looking around, thinking what should I do now. Should I continue this part or maybe move on to another one? So I've decided I'm going to continue with the hinges here. So I create a box with outer grid, delete the back polygon, make a connection here, up there as well. I'm going to copy that element down, and attach it to the main piece. I'm going to check the end result with the mesh smooth on. I'm going to copy this bolt to use it with my hinges. Okay, so I'm going to move it into place and make it a lot smaller, as I don't need it to be so big. Okay, position it properly. And make another copy of it down there. Rotate it a bit to see more natural. And copy the same bolts down to the other hinge. And what is left to do now is attach them. But first I'm going to harden that edge here a bit more. Okay, so now when we apply the mesh smooth, everything seems better. It seems that I have forgotten to add another connection here to fix my geometry on this side. And yeah, I've done it, so it's looking good. Okay, I'm just thinking right now that I'm not perfectly happy with those hinges here. Maybe I'm going to go back to them, but as I can see now, I'm going to move on to the other side, creating that handle at the other end. Just looking around my geometry here. Yeah, I select that edges there using the ring selection, and then I control clicked on the polygon mode to turn my selection into polygons, and then I deleted everything, as I've seen on my reference that those parts are actually separated. And yeah, so now I'm going back to my hinges here. As I told you, I'm not perfectly happy with how they turned out, So I'm starting with the cylinder here to make the, I don't know how they're called. Those cylinders, are connected to the hinges and to the main body as well, and they help you open the door actually, because if the hinge is exactly how I made it here, without a hole in the middle, there it's a solid piece, the door will never open, because you have to bend the metal to open it. But now I'm going to create a hole in the middle, and with those cylinders here I'm going to represent my that my hinge here is made from two sides, and that you can open it, unlike now. So yeah, I made a connection there, use the chamfer to double my edge, and now I'm going to delete all of these polygons here, and using the edge selection mode, select the edges I need and shift drag them a few times to the top, welding the side vertices as I go ahead. Okay, make a connection here to harden the edge, also on the other side. And now we're going to use those cylinders here, fix them a bit. Okay, so I've selected the side polygons there, made an extrude, and I'm going to select the other ones on the other side of the down cylinder, do the same thing, and now I'm going to attach them like so. And as you can see, it's looking better now, but I do have to run another connection or two, as I've forgotten to harden the top edges. So ring select those side edges here, make a connection of two segments, pinch that more, and now as we apply the mesh smooth, everything's looking better. I think that's more believable. Okay, so I'm making another connection in the middle. I'm going to make a chamfer, an extrude there. Like so, just to make my hinge more interesting. I don't think that you necessarily need those cylinders to be cut in half, or maybe made from two parts, but yeah, I've done that just to make my element more interesting, just so it has some more detail. I'm going to select the middle edge, I'm going to delete that, do the same for the other edge there, and yeah, I'm going to rotate the bottom parts, slide them into place. As I told you before, that I'm doing that only to make my hinges look more interesting. I'm not really sure if that's going to open the door in in real life, but it should work. So I'm selecting those edges here. I'm going to slide them, drag them to the other side and weld the edges, just so I don't have a ugly hole there. Make a connection to harden that edges there. Do the same for the top one. Okay, weld those, and again run a connection there. So now, as you can see, my hinges look better. I'm finally satisfied with the result. So now I'm going to delete the top one and copy the one that's ready on its place, like so. Select everything down there except for the bolts. I've left them on the top hinge. I'm going to use them and position that properly. I think that's looking great here. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the side of that element here. I'm going to create the door handle. Start off with a cylinder. Make it smaller. Move it into place, and yeah, as you can see, I position it on the wrong place just because I didn't have my mesh smooth modifier turned off. So I did that now. Make a connection there. Slide it down. Do the same thing on the other side, and of course make another connection here in the middle. Position that in the center. And now, using the cut tool, I'm going to cut my cylinder here, but only half of it. Move the other end the connection to the side there, and from this cut here we're going to make the place where the door handle stands on. As you know, it has to have a special place that's hardened, that when you put the handle there, you can bolt it into place. It's probably having some kind of bolt at the back inside that element, and it's also harder, just so when you pull or push it, you don't end up bending the metal there. So again, I'm selecting those faces there, deleting them. Delete the front ones also. I'm going to use the shift drag again. You've seen me do this quite a few times. Okay, drag that all the way to the end, weld those together. Do the same thing for the bottom part there. And now I'm going to, yeah, after another shift drag, welding the end vertices, cap that front side there, and connect all the vertices that need to be connected. Okay, like so. Tweak that a bit. Yeah, that's looking good. You've seen what we did there in this metal piece in the middle. Create a cylinder, and from this cylinder we're going to make the handle. Convert it to editable poly, delete the back side, and again using my border selection for the edges there, using the scale and the move tools, I'm creating that handle at the end. It's a simple handle, nothing too fancy. It's an old machine, so you can expect to see such old looking elements. Make the shape right, and finally I'm going to attach it to my main mesh, and I think that's looking good. Yeah, I've unhided everything just to see how it's looking, and again, once more, I'm going to try and position my element better, as I don't think it's on the right place. I don't know why I have such problem with this element here. It's the only element that I moved so many times and it didn't look right, but at the end I've managed to do it, to position it properly. So that's it for this part. I'm glad you've watched this, and see you in the next one.